Hey, welcome back to the channel. Because I haven't done a video in a while because I just was trying to figure out what I wanted to upload. But I wanted to talk about this real quick. I'm behind the camera. I just want you guys to see this thing. It's Faithfully Yours. Uh, Described by NRC as stylish and thrilling, this philological thriller becomes the most watched non-English film globally during its first week. Now, this movie's been out a while, but it's it's basically about these two girls, man. They go on a getaway together, and they're both married. And at first, I was like, this looks pretty interesting, right? But it was two women that are married. They were going off to have sex with people, and they were both married. And what happens was that guy right there walks away. He ends up breaking his foot, and the girl with the dark hair, he hired somebody to kill her. And so when this other woman, she's married, got a woman right here, she goes off and has sex with this guy, and she comes down, finds her friend got killed, and so now uh, she has to try to, she stays at this resort place which belongs to her deceased dad, but she has a sister that's not allowed to stay there for some reason. Well, anyway, this has got a lot of seductive, uh, just lots of sex. I was not expecting what I was seeing, but it's not as bad as I would, project it to be. But there's a lot of stuff in here that just blew my mind. This is extremely well written. But what she tries to do is she tries to her husband. She was cheating on her husband, and both these girls was cheating on their husband. But the other husband found out that his wife was cheating on him, so he hired a hitman to kill her best friend, which is the other chick, which is the blonde chick. He was gonna kill her, but he ended up killing the wrong girl. So I'm watching this movie and I'm like, wow, man, what's going on here? So what happens was the girl that he hired a hitman to kill, she intercepted him and found out that he was trying to kill her. So she offered the hitman more money to fake her death. Because what she was wanting to do was she was wanting to get away from her husband, which is to me, I'm just like, why don't you just simply ask for a divorce? But I don't know. Anyway, so I'm watching this movie and I'm like, but you have to watch this movie because it has language, sex, smoking, suicide, and so the both of them come to this house that you see here from home, and they're there with the woman because they're trying to find out who killed this guy's. The both husbands is there, so the other husband that thought his wife got killed, he's there with this so-called this so-called broken foot he's supposed to have. Come find out he faked that too. So they're staying in this house together. So they're got the cops trying to piece together what's going on. So they're not allowed to leave the house. So the two husbands decide to come down. The one husband that the blonde haired woman is cheating on, he was there, and then the brunette that got killed, her husband was there with this so-called broken ankle. But she comes across this laptop and finds out there's cameras in the house, and this her husband has been recording her uh, having sex with all these guys. I mean, she's been going away to this house right here that you see in this film, having sex with random guys, but she's married and has a son. And he looks like he's only 7 years old. So I'm like, damn. So then she figures out her husband was the one that, did the killing. So she takes the laptop to the cops in that area where this house is at because they had to leave wherever they live because this is a foreign film. So she tries to play the laptop and got erased. So then when she goes back, they look at her like, "You sure?" She goes, "I'm sure. I just looked at it, but he must have." When she was looking at his stuff, he walked up behind her, but she acted like she shut it in time. He must have caught her and he deleted everything. Well, come find out now. Stay with me. She eventually found out that he'd been recording her and stuff, and then he's like, I didn't kill nobody. I don't even know why you're accusing me of doing anything. She goes, well, I know you've been recording me and stuff like this and everything like that, because she's trying to do something to him, I think. And then he stopped her and he told her, he says, I'm only doing that. He was literally getting off on her having sex with these other men. And I'm like, dang, this is sick. But I guess there's people in the world that does this kind of stuff. So anyway, as it go on, she ends up finding out over a period of time that it was uh, her husband was the one that did the killing, but he overdosed on some drugs, and then when she went to help him, somehow she walked away and come to find out his ankle wasn't broken. He was behind her, and he was talking about he was going to kill her, so he chased her out into the ocean. And now she didn't. Now you gotta understand, he didn't have no broken ankle. He was calling her all kind of names. He was telling her that you're the reason why my wife is the way she was, and you're the reason why you had such a strong influence on my wife. But what it was his wife she just didn't want to be married to him anymore. She didn't know how to get rid of him. But the whole time I'm watching this movie, I'm like, can you just simply ask for a divorce, though? Wow. So she faked her own death. So after she tries to kill it, he tries to kill her in the ocean. She somehow gets away from him and she hits him somehow, and he gets disoriented, and then she drowns him, or something happened where she drowns him. So then it cuts to the divers going out to the ocean. Now you gotta stay. This is part of the ocean. I'm like, now how did they find that body that quick? She must have called them right away, because Ocean Man has a knack of taking the body away. You'll never see it. But anyway, they pulled the body away, and they said, yeah, he the cops that was investigating this murder said, yeah, we don't know why he did what he did. We understand why, thank you for calling, all this kind of stuff. So it ended there, and then the husband, she goes back to the husband. Now the husband already knew that she's been cheating on him. He already been knowing that she's been going to this house right here to go back and do their little thing in this house. He already been knowing they've been doing this hooking up stuff, both of them. So she finds out, she goes somewhere and finds her sister that was only in part of this movie. And then she turns around, and then her best friend, who she'd been trying to figure out killed her, comes out of nowhere, and she looks at her and she goes, what the? And she goes, I'm sorry I used you, but she goes, I just wanted to get away from him. This is the only way I can. I've been miserable through my marriage all this time, and I just want to get away. And then she looks at her sister, and her sister, which you guys know I don't get into that stuff. They are lovers. And so her sister's like, I'm sorry, I wanted to tell you. And she goes, because her and her sister don't get along. So her sister and that her best friend started kissing. Then they had this jet, and she goes out, and she's just like, they got on this jet, and she just wanted to get away from it all. So she goes, when I found out my husband was trying to kill you, I went and got the same guy, and I offered him double the amount that he offered him to fake my death. So the guy's like, all right, shit, you gonna give me more money, all right. So she faked her own death, but she never told her best friend. But the whole time, this is all set up so she can be with her best friend's sister, because they're lovers. You have to watch this movie. Well, I'm serious. You have to watch this movie, because I was like, wow. I was just, I enjoyed it, though. I have to say, I thoroughly enjoyed it. If you get a chance, check it out.